some more of the usual, just some chilled out stuff to relax to, as can be said of so many chilled out things. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna try and get you to sleep. I'm gonna try this. That one's excellent for cooking, but not quite as good as the singing bowl for singing, I guess, in bowl form. But anyway, yeah, as always, I hope you're doing well. It's just gonna be some usual nonsense, It is a gloomy, rainy day here in the Midwest of America. Now, when I moved here, I was pretty confused by the term Midwest because I looked at the map and I was like, okay, if we look at the United States here, in terms of the 48 states, it's very clear to me that we are on the eastern half, and yet it's called the Midwest, and we are even in the western section of the Midwest. What is going on here? But then I realized the rule. Which will help with so many things in America and around the world. It doesn't make sense, but let's just go with it. What about some of this? Oh yeah, I restrung this clicky-clacky bracelet that was busted in the last video. And I used to have it strung on a Kevlar cord. But now the beads are strung up on a silk cord, which I suppose is pretty bloody fancy. But I way prefer it turns out. It's way softer. And you get these cool little fluffy, silky bits at the end. I hope this is sufficiently boring to fall asleep to. get some rain sounds during this video, but it looks like this might have to do. I tell you what though, if I reach over and open the window, we might get some frog sounds. Let's do that. Let's have a listen. I don't hear any frogs right now, but I mean, they're probably, you might hear a croak every now and then. A little bit of a flax seed container there. Now let's do a plastic cup. As always, please do feel free to close your eyes if you haven't done so already. Whatever works for you. Maybe you heard the red-winged blackbird just then. Got a very distinctive call. I do like those guys. Alright, so the St. Paul Saints minor league baseball team, they were in the news recently. Every year, they get a pig, a young pig, a piglet, if you will, as a mascot. And they name the pig. I don't think it necessarily ends well for the pig at the end of the season, but this year they were in the news because they named the pig Ozempic. A play on the medication name, of course. And the news said that some people were up in arms that this was inappropriate. And the St. Paul Saints apparently said something along the lines of, yeah, we gave it some thought before we chose it. We're going to stick with it. So good for them. I love it when a squeaky wheel, so to speak, that does not really deserve the grease, does not get the grease. That makes me happy. So, let's go, Saints. Drain. They actually moved stadium a few years ago, so the announcer can't say drain anymore, but I think he maybe says plane now instead. Their old stadium, as you can probably infer, was right next to some train tracks. And that was part of the charm of the game, the announcer saying train in a deadpan voice as one went past. What else we got going on here? Denim. An offcut from a pair of jeans. Some people like rocking their jeans with cuffs, but I typically would rather have them hemmed, because I guess I'm old-fashioned like that. But to each their own. A salvage ID, but then you just, like, yeah, I'll just keep it to myself. However, I did have one pair of jeans that had like this rainbow coloured salvage ID, and I was quite happy to have those cuffed because that was pretty cool. I've still got them, but they're kind of knackered after doing a lot of longboarding with them. They're kind of semi-destroyed. There we go. Salvage ID, I guess. No, I'm not cool anymore. I think that's what it's called, right? Salvage ID. I'll be honest, I'm not a denim expert. I just know what I like. Speaking of denim, have you seen the exchange rate at the moment? Dollars to yen. It's incredible. Like, as I'm recording this, what I looked yesterday, you could get, well, the official exchange rate was about 154 yen to the dollar. Holy jeez. That's pretty good. I mean, if you got dollars. Not so much if you got yen and you're hoping to get some dollars. A book of poetic forms. All kinds of poetic forms in here. When it comes to writing poetry, I guess I find myself drawn to the sonnet form. Although typically more in tetrameter, for whatever reason. Although, the last sonnet I wrote was, I guess I would call it interrupted pentameter, because it was basically pentameter with kind of like modified between Italian and English form, kinda, but there were interjections that